Tonight we say goodbye to a SAMCRO legend, a SAMCRO GOAT, West. 10 bell salute, sir. Dong. Dong. I'm not going to go through it more for the guy. A jobber's jobber, if you will. Some guy commented on our channel, and you know what? He got killed off screen. He got dumped in a crate that you would expect cans of Heinz beans to be dropped off in. I mean, how good can this guy really be?
Yeah, I mean, his name may be West, but anytime he was on the screen, things went south. It just was not a good character. Didn't feel like a patched member. Must be the worst patched member in Sons of Anarchy history. I just can't think of anyone worse. And I don't mean worse in terms of like he was a rat or he was shady or anything like that, but I'm talking about worst character in terms of actually being a character in a TV show and actually feeling like a member and contributing to the group. He literally got prospect treatment, and I feel the same with Montez. I think the only thing that Montez has got on his side is obviously he lasts longer, and then we also see him get more development in the mines as well. So yeah, Montez for me. I mean, could you argue that Montez and West up until this point are pretty identical? I think so, but for me, the name Montez just sounds a bit better. Montez has got a slightly different look to him. Yeah, shorter guy, but he just looks a bit more unique. West just kind of looks like a really small version of Otto, doesn't he? Like a bit. I mean,
how do you even go about getting a name like West? Do you think his last name's like Westmoreland or something like Westing?
Westerly, or I don't know.
I have no idea, but anyways, deed folks, and you were adamant for a long time that Filthy Phil was the worst patch member. Are you going to retract that now?
I am going to retract that.
Cereal Bowl himself?
Yeah, like I gave Filthy Phil a lot of... I mean, not hate. I've just said that, like, for me, the guy I don't think should have been patched in. But for me, West should never have been patched in. You know what? The group in Season 7, there is no prospects. And I've always said, I wonder why they didn't add a couple of prospects. But I think we've got the answer now.
West was one all along.
I think West and Montez literally did play the roles of... I mean, Rat Boy feels like a much more important member, despite him only recently being patched over.
I guess level within club doesn't really mean your importance, though, does it? You know what I mean?
Well, here, West could have been the president, man. It wouldn't have mattered to get...
Yeah, but I think you could argue that Half-Sack, despite being prospect, might have felt more important than other members in his 2 seasons.
Well, I don't think it mattered what level West was at because he wasn't any good. But let's get into the episode, guys. Enough. Rest in peace to West.
We'll get to him later on, don't worry.
Don't think he'll be missed.
Yeah, I can't wait to rank every member of SAMCRO again for this guy to be rock bottom. But Jax's meeting we're on. Tully, they're speaking in code. High-end Asian chow. Basically speaking in code, but then Tully whips out a phone and Jack's like, what are you doing? There's cameras in this room. And then he's like, I miss my dogs. That's why he's speaking in code. And he's, I'm guessing they're German shepherds. Yeah, get it, Nazi? That's right.
How many pounds of dog food could you give me, Jax? I like Tully. I think he's a pretty good character.
He is. Marlon Manson delivering the smackdown here. Gemma drops Abel off at preschool. Mrs. Harrison, I believe Courtney Love is her name, was once married to Kurt Cobain. Did you know that?
I did know that, yes.
You did know that. Well, what did you make of this scene, Gemma putting this car in it? I think everything in America, man, I'm not saying it's backward, but it is just designed for lazy fucks. Oh, we've got the drop-off zone where you park, your kid says goodbye and then they leave. It's like the drive-through pharmacies. Everything's fucking drive-through, isn't it?
Yeah, why can't you just drop your kid off at the side of the road, and then your kid makes her way in like a drive-through to give your kids a drop off at school? It just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, it just seems weird, doesn't it, man?
I the drive-through at McDonald's, but the drive-through at the nursery doesn't really make sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense to me either. But Colette rocks up, first appearance this season. We don't like Colette. Is she one of the worst? Is she worse than West?
I think she's up there.
I'd say West is worse.
I think West is worse because you kind of expect more from West because he is obviously a member of the Sons, but I never liked Colette.
No, never liked her, but don't worry, guys. If you don't like Lester Collette, they might get killed later on this episode. We see Gemma talking to Tara. This seems to be a new thing throughout this season. Juice then talks out loud as well. He's like, he's speaking. He's speaking. I don't know who he's speaking to. He's on about, I stabbed that guy from getting the ass kicked out of him, and then Unser and Wendy walk through the door. And she's like, well, who are you talking to? Then just he like strips down in this weird scene where you get Unser putting the coffees on the table, but on the right side of the screen you can just see Juice's bare arse. Weird scene.
Yeah, it was weird. I thought Juice had somebody in with him or something, and that's, I don't know. I was expecting him to have like a stripper or something, but it was just, I don't know, it's just weird.
Yeah, no, it was very weird, and I mean, Gemma and Juice both psychologically dealing with Roosevelt and Tara's murder gear. But we get Tyler, he drops by the warehouse. He says that August Marks is freaking out because Lynn's massage parlours are getting hit by guys posing of Marks' crew, but it turns out they're actually, it's the grim bastards at this stage of the game. But then he points out that Marks is also very worried about his contract for a huge government housing project in Paidman, Greece, and his partner, the pastor, is MIA. The pastor, of course, got killed in episode 1, season 1, earlier on this season. So, I mean, you can say it. I mean, you said you didn't like that scene, but I guess it's all connected now. The son's killed a guy, connected to the bastards, and now it's...
I just never really enjoyed this part of the story arc. Oh, the wife and son of the pastor, for me, it was just, I was just never really a fan of this.
I guess it's to give them leverage over Marks, but yeah. Turns out the pastor was pally with Venus Van Dam, brother. Not quite Rob Van Dam. Venus Van Dam makes her return. We get a bit of funny dialogue.
Pastor must be sick, just like Tig.
Oh, I know where she is. And they all look at him. We stayed in touch. Should I be worried? Jax asks. I think we'll be worried later on, because then we meet Venus Van Dam for about, how many times? She's actually appeared across 3 seasons. Walter Goggins, man, the guy likes different roles, but I think you have to be some form of freak, sick freak to be doing this role. But then Tig says that she likes to dilly-dally. Ratboy looks at Jax and says, dilly-dally. Don't know what the hell that means, but Jax then says, no, he's worried. But they get the location. There was also a funny line earlier on in the show where Tyler turned rude and said that maybe you should have Andre the Giant and Captain Psycho sit this one out. Andre the Giant getting a mention here in Sons of Anarchy. A true legend wrestling icon.
Yeah, you got to be somewhat over with pop culture to get a reference in this show.
Yeah, and
which Andre the Giant obviously was.
Massive fucking guy, 7'3". I mean, Quinn's not quite 7'3".
I wouldn't say Quinn's the biggest guy. He just seems big because
SAMCRO, he's the biggest guy.
Yeah, he's big because Opie's no longer there. I mean, would you say there's much between Quinn and Opie? Would they have been similar height and physique?
I'd say so.
Because you've got to look, the group, you've lost Opie, Clay,
Piney
and
was massive. Piney was bigger than Opie.
But you've lost those 3. And that was the 3 big towering units.
Yeah.
And they brought in Montez, so they've been replaced by Diddy Man, Ratboy. I mean, Jesus Christ, Sons of Anarchy would remind you of professional wrestling. When it first started, you had all these big guys. By the time it gets to season 7, you've got midgets running.
No need to fear though. I don't think Johnny Gargano, folks, is going to be getting mentioned as in the same likening as Andre the Giant. But we see Jerry. She tells Kane and Egley to tail the Sons. They tail the Sons, who are meeting with Leyland, and then what happens? They kind of get ambushed. Leyland's crew unload on the police. Kane dies. What do you make of Kane? Been out since season 4. Catches a bullet to the dome.
Pretty a sudden death, isn't it? I'm not saying he deserves any much better, but it was
he gets killed on screen compared to West.
I guess that's one thing. I would have preferred probably Kane to be alive than Egley. I don't know. I think Kane was the more...
Yes, but Unsor's more connected to Egley, isn't he? As Unsor once said, we don't shit where we eat. And someone tells me he might not have been a big fan of Kane. But Kane's dead. The big red machine, or in this case, the big dead black machine, is done for. Egley then gets shot up the back. They flee. But it's like, would one of Leyland's crew not make sure she's dead?
I mean, I get that, but she did look pretty dead, didn't she? So, I mean...
Yeah, body armour up the back. Jax, Chibs, Bobby all leave. Then we see Jerry arrive at the ice cream parlour. Ratboy says that she's at the door. How many with her? we'll see where that goes later on. We also did have the scene with SAMCRO. They get the mother and son. There's a scene where they go into the lake. Tig gets shot. What did that do for you? I mean, I guess it proves that SAMCRO ain't invincible. Members can get shot.
No, but I mean, Tig wasn't really going to die here, was he?
Just all it did was force Venus Van Dam into being a nurse that I didn't really want to see.
Just a wee flesh wound. Pastor's son tries to escape with Muller, crashes into the lake. Jax dives in to save the day. Chibs goes in to help Jackie boy. And they pull him out to safety. No repercussions, it doesn't look like, for shooting Tig either. I guess that's a free shot.
No, it is a free shot. Now, then Bobby turns around and says, remember when our biggest problem was which Mayan to kill? Jax says, simpler times. Bobby says, simpler men. Well, here, I mean, you could still stick to killing, man.
Maybe they should have kept Clay in charge then, see if they preferred which Mayan to kill. Maybe Clay Morrow's the man to be controlling the club.
I'd maybe like this energy in the fucking Mayans. Happy dies, well, there you go. Kill all the Mayans you want. But no revenge for Happy, folks. Absolutely none. Gemma then asks Colette to cover for her while she sneaks out the back door. Where's Gemma going? Only time will tell. But it's good that Gemma snuck through the back door, because the Chinese sneak in the front door. What are they going to do? We'll find out later on. We then see SAMCRO walk down the stairs. They meet with Jarry. She's like, we use the ones that attacked the Chinese. We use the ones that killed Egley. We use the ones that, well, even though she's no dead, but she's letting on here. We use the ones that shot Kane. No. And then, like, were you the one that beat up that guy Ken? The whore's father. And then Jax is like, yes. Even though Chibs was like, we had nothing to do. And it kind of undermines the whole SAMCRO, trust here. For Jarry, it was like, well, hold on here. You just admitted you didn't do the previous thing, but now you are, mincing your words here.
Well, no, they said they didn't do that, but they admitted to the thing they did do, so I don't see...
No, well, Jackson admitted to it, Chibs didn't. Chibs said we didn't do it, and then Jax stopped in mid-sentence and said, no, I did do it. So SAMCRO didn't know about Jax battering the fuck out of him.
Yeah, but you know what, he didn't... Well, true then, so that's the Jax issue. How does that make Chibs' word less...
No, but I guess
less factual?
I guess she could be like, well, fuck, maybe SAMCRO ain't on board here.
Well, no, but what that told me was, like SAMCRO didn't do any of the stuff that they claim not to, and Jax is just owning up because SAMCRO didn't know that he beat that guy up, so...
But I tell you what, he has dropped all charges. Is he going to be battering Jax anytime soon, or Gemma? Probably not. I'm surprised Jax let him live, but then again, if he killed him, it would have been too much heat, wouldn't it?
What's he going to kill him for?
I mean, he's fucking killed people for less, has he no?
Has he? I don't know, I don't think he could rock up and kill that guy, like, that'd be a bit fucking harsh.
Well, we'll see what he kill people for later on this season, but I'll say later that night, mid-conversation, Chinese, special delivery, chicken chow mein, aka grenade time, baby. It hits the bloody window, the window smashes, the grenade goes off. Do not know how no one died here. Is this no the time for a prospect to get blown into smithereens?
I would argue we got I think so, yes. Chibs dives on top of Jarry. Would Chibs have dived on top of Unser like this to protect him? Probably not. Probably not. Some chivalry going on there with Chips.
Jackie boy, this goes off. Basically, we see Jarry talk to Chibs like, hey, Scary, a grenade went off in Main Street. Next time it could be kids. Do you want that on your conscience? Chibs is like, let me take you home, brother. Or sister. So they drive off. Nero rocks up. Jax is like, Chinese. Like, no, that doesn't make no sense. We see Tig get loaded into an ambulance. And then Nero receives a phone call. It's Henry Lynn's number 2. Mr. Lynn thanks you for getting all parties together, but what's happening at Diosa is meant for the Sons of Anarchy, not for you. And then Nero's like, Diosa. And then, oh baby, please don't go down to New Orleans. Oh baby, please don't go. What happens? SAMCRO, I think it's Happy, Bobby, Jax, and Nero. I mean, you would like to think that the bikes would outpace that 1960s decrepit lowrider.
Yeah, but we don't know if Nero had the pedal to the metal, and I think
maybe he had the nitrous San Andreas style.
I think he did, because they got there pretty much at the same time.
They did. They run in, and everyone's dead. Not one survivor. I mean, dare I say, this is one of the biggest. I mean, I'm thinking of all the TV shows I've watched. This is probably as big a massacre you're going to get. I mean, we're talking probably about 50 people here.
Yeah, most of them.
I mean, obviously last season you had the school shooting, which killed about 11, I think. So this is 50. Colette dead though. Jax notices that. Nero's heartbroken. His business is down the Swanee, and then Jax is contemplating what the fuck is going to happen next. So obviously, Gemma put this shitstorm in motion with Juice. The bodies are piling up, and I think at the end of this season, we'll go through every single death in season 7 and how much. I mean, this is all Gemma's fault at the end of the day, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
she started this shit.
and the bodies are going to keep on piling up. But anyway, that is it for Poor Little Lambs. Oh, actually, I say that's it for Poor Little Lambs. We almost fucking glossed over it. West. Happy phoned West, and it just goes to voicemail.
No answer, and then you just see West.
Jack's like, I normally answers, and I just see West.
Laying in a box. Just laying
I'm living in a box.
Cardboard, a wooden box, but just West. Killed off screen. What was West's last word? Can you recall?
He was in this episode, so I don't recall.
Honestly, see, apart from West saying, I don't want to hold his dick again, what else did West ever do apart from nod or say, yes, Jax, yes, sir?
So, apparently, there was 14 Diosa workers killed. Sandy, the daughter of the guy that Jax beat up, was killed. Kiki was killed. Colette was killed. And then West was killed by the Triads. So, the Triads don't mess around, right? And you know what? I know they're not patched members, right? I know West is the only patched member that died here. But do you not like the fact that the Triads actually got a lot of retaliation here?
I did. I mean, death by association, isn't it? I mean, see if you work with SOA, you gotta accept that here there could be blowback.
No, I know. Like, obviously, this, Diosa is SAMCRO's business at the end of the day, right? So. But it's like we're currently reviewing The Walking Dead, episodes out tomorrow and on Thursday. But it's like Negan, his crew get wiped. I mean, 50 of them get wiped out, right? And also that's in a post-apocalyptic world, so there's no laws. Negan could literally just kill every member in Alexandria. Here we are, crime-ridden California, and the Triads have just wiped out like 50 people. It's like, to me, that's like, this is more justified retaliation. Lynn found out that it was the Sons that's been attacking this whole time. He just wiped out a whole host of them and associated members. And I like that. So, anyway, I will give this episode an 8 out of 10.
I'll give it a 7 for me.
Yeah, I don't like the mother-son stuff. And sadly, I think, honestly, I think that's what weighs down season 7 for me.
That and the fact that I don't think Jari is as good. Well, she's nowhere near Roosevelt.
No, she's not, but I don't think
Unzer will always be number 1 in my eyes. So,
but I don't think she drags season 7 down as much as
no, she doesn't. But she doesn't. At the same time, she doesn't add to it,
And she does she gets a lot of stuff with Juice and Gemma later on, and that might have been better reserved for someone of Roosevelt or Unzer's caliber. Even though Unzer's there, but I mean,
Roosevelt ain't going to do much at this point in the game, is he?
Neither's Hale or any of those guys. Anyway, folks, 7.5 out of 10. Till next time. Peace.